good morning, everyone out there streaming and watching at home. My name is Todd Wilgos, and I'm here with Craig Yoder.
Morning, everybody.
We're the supposedly B team putting on the show today, but I think we're more of an A-. So if you want to like us or give us a little bit of give us a little bit of a shout out if you like us. If you don't, we're Tina and Justin, just so you know. Anyways, if you could text from home here or prayer to the phone number 855-965-2720. We'd like to hear from you and know that you're here. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, if you like and subscribe us to this page, that would be great. We'd appreciate it. And we're not going to give out your numbers to anyone, so don't worry about that. We have pretty much what we call a second string. We're all pulled up from the minors here to put on this show. Matt Brown, who don't you think he looks like a Matthias Brown?
He looks like Matthias Brown.
Yeah,
from Galatia News.
I don't know if that's like a great-great-grandfather or something like that. So I'm curious. I'm gonna have to ask Matt afterwards if he has any relationship to that person. Anyway, so he's gonna. He said if you at home, and I'm not gonna maybe give away the. He said that. It's going to be a very, very concise service, so, you don't have to leave early for it. He's going to get through it. He said he's a youth pastor, and if he doesn't get 15 minutes, catch them by 15 minutes, he loses them. So, get ready to, hang on for that wild ride that he's going to give you for that 15 minutes, It's a beautiful day outside, It's a great day for a service. They said it's pregame, so I think the field conditions are fine today, Craig.
I think it's a beautiful day out there.
We got no wind. I think the field temperature is a cool 70 degrees. Feels a little colder, but you know what? I think it'll be to Matt's advantage here out there.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the devil, is going to sit back and we're going to bring it to him today with his message. So, again, thank you all for listening. We have a busy week. We have some kids that are, where are they at, Craig? Houston?
They're in Houston, right.
Right.
Yep, the National Youth Gathering in Houston.
So, if you want to throw out a prayer for them this week, they're going to probably have a little bit warmer temperature in Houston than we are up here.
Well, I know, it was 100 down there yesterday. It's going to be 100 today. So if you guys are watching, have fun down there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are anyway.
Yeah. Hydrate, but when we were young, Craig, I think it was hotter. Wasn't it?
It was always hotter back when we were young.
Yeah. We didn't have all these Under Armour shirts and wicking stuff. We just kind of, sweated out with the thick cottons.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, I don't think there was any Gatorade back then too. We had hose water, and and I think that's why many of us are still healthy today. We don't get sick because I think our immune system was heavily. Tax back then. What do you think?
So but surprisingly, it looks like a lot of people are here today, even though a lot of people are away. So it's going to be a good morning.
Everyone had a good 4th. It's hard to believe that we're approaching the second week of July already.
Yep.
I think Memorial Day is the unofficial start of the summer, and I think 4th of July is it's all down here from now. So we're sitting there. I think we're on the back end of the dog days of summer starting.
You really know how to pick everybody up here, Todd.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But we're supposed to be good and cool. Hey, I'm just a bright sunshine.
You are.
I want to put a shout out to my daughter Sherry, who's turning 30 today.
Oh, happy birthday,
which
Sherry!
Which is amazing because I don't believe I have a 30-year-old kid. I don't feel that old.
We never do.
So again, hey, everyone, we're going to be signing off shortly, so enjoy the service, and we'll be back on the back end and give you a wrap-up.
You bet.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
mention of your name. Jesus, your name is power, breath and living water, such a marvelous mystery. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. Before creation I sing praise to the King of Kings. You are my everything, and I will adore you. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come. Before creation I sing praise to the King of Kings. You are my everything, and I will adore you, breaks the power of sin and darkness, whose love is mighty and so much stronger. The King of glory, the King above all kings, who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder. The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross, you lay down your life, that I would be set free. Whoa, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Who brings our chaos back into order? Who makes the orphan a son and daughter? The King of glory, the King of glory, who rules the nations with truth and justice, shines like the sun in all of its brilliance. The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross, you lay down your life, that I would be set free. Whoa, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You lay down your life. That I would be set free. Whoa, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
Good morning, everyone. Have a seat. Good morning. My name is Matthew Brown. You might think, isn't that Matthias Brown? But according to the lore that I have set up with my 2nd through 5th grade class on Wednesday nights, that is not me, that is my cousin. It's my cousin, he's right outside. I'm happy to be with you here today. If you're wondering, gosh, how'd you score that gig? Well, turns out most of our staff is gone today, so we are running the church on a lot of volunteers today. So thank you to all the volunteers today, elders, everyone here helping things run off so smoothly. Woo! Yes. Okay, first, if you would take out your phones, text HERE to 855-465-2720. This is a great way for us to make a base touch with you. Lets us know that you were here. Similarly, if you find yourself in need of prayer, same number, you can text prayer, and then a little text box will come up and you can type that in, and then we can have someone praying for you. It really does help us. We like to know that you worshiped here today, and if you need someone to reach out, we can do that. We have a fellowship opportunity coming up today, and so I'm going to invite Shar Marchese to come up to talk a little bit more about a wonderful fellowship opportunity we have. Wherever you want.
Good, I have a green light. Hi, I'm Charlinda Marchese, for those of you who don't know me, and I am now organizing fellowship events for our church, and today is our very first event. We have planned a Fiesta Days meetup out at Peterson Park today for their Fiesta Days Beach Bash. This is an excellent family event. They have a lot of children's activities planned. There's a car show that's happening today. There's a carnival, there's food trucks, and lots more that I'm not going to remember right now. If you want more information, you can go to McHenryFiestaDays.com and they will let you know what's going on there. But we are going to be out there today, this afternoon, and we'd like to invite you to join us. If you are new to the church, this would be a great way for you to meet new people at our church. And if you've been here for forever, it would be a great way for you to meet the new people who are coming to our church. So I'd like to invite you all out to hang out with us this afternoon. And if you're going to do that, just look for the FOF banner. It's a big teal banner that says FOF Fellowship Events. I hope to see you all there today. Have a great day.
Thank you, Shar. All right, so I mentioned this, that all of our staff is gone. Well, where are they? A lot of them are at National Youth Gathering. This is a big Lutheran church gathering that happens, I believe, every 3 years. for high school students. And so many of our high school students, these are all the people that are on that trip. So Saturday morning, very, very early, they flew out and made it down to Houston. Woo! And they are, doing workshops and worshiping and basically spending 3 or 4 days being with thousands and thousands of youth and worshiping and learning about God and other things like that. So I would love to pray for them this morning, praying for the students and praying for the adults down there that they stay sane. So let's pray. Dear God, you are awesome. Thank you for this morning, and thank you for this group of people that have gone down to Houston. Dear Lord, I pray for the students, that this is a time for them to connect with you, to be away from their normal lives, and to really immerse themselves in you. Dear Lord, I pray for the volunteers and the staff that are down there, that they also find this as a way to immerse themselves in you, while also taking care of the students down there. Give them patience and bring them back home safely. Pray this all in your name. Amen. All right. So also, if you're looking to pray for someone this week, that's a good one. Last thing, we have 7 ways to give here at Fellowship of Faith, in person, by mail, online, texting, bank transfers, all that jazz. You can get more information on this at our website, fellowshipoffaith.org/giving. If you are new with us today, please do not feel obligated. There's no elder watching all the people going, did you drop money in? Are you getting out your phone to text something in? No one's watching you. It's all fine. This is a way that we who call Fellowship of Faith home support the ministries here. So do not feel pressure to give. All right, go ahead and stand up, greet those around you, give them a high five, a handshake, a hug, whatever you're most comfortable with. Gosh, that time feels a lot longer when you're waiting up here deciding when you want to speak. So for the next few weeks in the whole month of July, we're going to be doing a series that we often do every summer, which is God Stories. And so Dave and the staff will invite people to tell their story and how God is working in their lives. And this is not a series that I ever thought that I would be up here for. So background on me. I am a church kid. I do not have some fantastic conversion story or anything like that. I do not remember a time where I did not know Jesus because my parents took me to church at a young age. I was there 3 to 4 times a week, whether that was for ministries or whether because my parents volunteered, they had to go set something up. And so I, muddled around the nursery or made up a game while my mom set up a craft. It was not normal, and if I was not there 3 to 4 times a week. My first job was at the church. The custodian that we had, he hated vacuuming. That was his thing that he hated the most. And so an amen out there. Okay, someone also hates vacuuming. And so he paid a high schooler to do it. Great job. Walk in, put your headphones in, walk around with the vacuum. Oh, it was excellent. I loved it. And so I was there every Sunday, and you can fact check this with my parents when you see them next, but I like to think generally I was willing to go. I don't think there was ever a dragging me out the door. There may have been some resistance here and there, but for the most part, I was excited to be there. My friends were there. It was great. And then this continued when I left for college. It would have been very easy for me to be like, okay, I'll just, take a break. But I was like, nope, I'm going to go to church. Thankfully, my sister was at the same college that I was. She was a senior when I was a freshman, and so I just called her up and said, hey, where do you go to church? And she gracefully picked me up and took me to church. Same thing, plugged right in. I'm there multiple nights a week. I'm involved in the music. I'm involved in the youth ministry. Oh, this is so amazing. I love this church family. So I did not really experience any kind of doubt in my faith or any kind of, big problem or big question about God working in. It was something that I very much had accepted at an early age and continued to believe it. And I don't mean this in a way of like, look how great I am. I'm so awesome. I have this faith and you don't. That's not what I mean it at all. But what I recognize as an adult is how thankful I am to have had that opportunity. And in recent years, that foundation was very, very key in my walk. So I get out of college, and now I'm in the working world. So I have been in the working world now about 8 years, and I have had 6 jobs in those 8 years. My degrees are in religion and music with a minor in youth ministry, and so naturally, I became a youth pastor. That tracks. Then I became a Disney Store cast member. Naturally. Worked at the Woodfield Mall for a couple years. Then I became the church communications director here. So I worked at a church again. I then became a director of entertainment and programming at a senior living place. And now I work at a bank. And I also freelance sports write. Yeah. Because of course, with religion and music, that's what you do. And this was not how I envisioned this to go, especially because some of those jobs ended in hurt. My first church job did not end well. I do not want to get into all of the details. I don't think that's the point here today, but it ended with a lot of hurt. I want to be very clear on this one. I said I worked here. When I left that job, it was due to COVID. No hurt there. No hurt. So everyone's going, wait a minute, oh no. No hurt there. Another job that I had, there was some backstabbing, manipulation, other stuff like that caused some huge hurt. And ultimately, I was very frustrated, and this wasn't how it was supposed to go. I got the degree. I work ethically and morally, and I like to think that I'm an easy person to work with. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I can, roll with the punches. I get along with people pretty well. At least they fake it really well when they're in front of me. Maybe I'm horrible. I don't know. But this was very, very frustrating to me. And when I left the first job, the youth ministry job with the hurt, this is the first time that I experienced a real problem with God in my personal faith walk. And so I just kind of, took a step over from God. But because of that foundation, I knew I could not totally abandon him. But if I just, took a little step away, okay, that sounds good. And this is usually where everyone starts to give, when I would express my frustration, everyone would give the cliche answers. And I'm sure someone has said these to you at some point. Oh, God has a plan. Cast your anxieties on him. Just stop being anxious and just give it to him. Being a person with anxiety, someone telling me just stop being anxious, it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? It's not that simple. Oh, just let go and let God. Oh, just give it to God. Just, it's fine. Calm down. And I'm sure many of you, if you've been told that, you may be in a time of crisis. That's not the most helpful thing. But the even more aggravating part of it for me was they weren't wrong. My growing up, my teaching told me that, yes, God does have a plan. God is going to take care of you. The story of Joseph was big when I was a kid because Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat came out and we were all Joseph fanatics for like 3 years. Listen to that CD on repeat. And I mean, that's the ultimate example of Joseph is sold into slavery. He gets thrown into prison. Terrible stuff happens to him. And yet God has a plan and works in it. But I didn't care about all that. I was just ready to sit in my I don't like this. But again, have that foundation. So what do? Being the smart kid that I am, I go, I'm going to go to a part of the Bible that I don't read a lot and hope I find a different answer. Really intelligent. So I decided to go to the book of Job because I felt like that I was going through exactly what Job was going through. For those of you that do not know the story of Job, I very much was not going through what Job was going through. The story of Job starts with God telling Satan, hey, look at Job, he's awesome. He worships me, and he will never leave me. And Satan's like, yeah, it's because he has all this stuff that you've blessed him with. If you get rid of all that stuff, he's probably gonna curse your name. And God's like, oh, really? Watch. And he does. His family is wiped out. His crops are wiped out. His whole household wiped out, and even he himself is covered in boils and terrible things. I got swimmer's itch this weekend on this part of my leg, and I thought I was going to die. I cannot imagine the whole body being covered in that. And so the rest of the book, the meat of the book is mostly Job talking with his 3 friends. And then kind of the part that most people know is Job does not curse God, and the Lord restores Job's blessings. But there's a part in there that I did not realize was in there. And when I came across it, it was very, very eye-opening. So this is, I'm not going to read all 3 chapters of this because you don't want to hear that, but I will give you a selection of some of this. In Job 38, it is titled, God Answers Job. So God actually, after Job does all of this stuff, talking with God and talking with his friends, God actually answers. So this is from the New Living Translation. Who is this that questions my wisdom with such ignorant words? Brace yourself like a man, because I have some questions for you, and you must answer them. And this is when I remember thinking, oh no. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you know so much. Who determined its dimensions and stretched out the surveying line? Who supports its foundations? And who laid its cornerstone as the morning stars sang together and all the angels shout for joy? Who kept the sea inside its boundaries as it burst from the womb, as I clothed it with clouds and wrapped it in thick darkness? This goes on. Who created a channel for the torrents of rain? Who laid a path out for the lightning? It continues on. Can you shout to the clouds and make it rain? Can you make the lightning appear and cause it to strike as you direct? This goes on. Another chapter of the Lord challenging Job. Do you know when the wild goats give birth? Have you watched as a deer are born in the wild? You get the gist of it. God goes on for 2 chapters about this. And then comes my favorite part of this response. Job responds. He says, I am nothing. How could I ever find the answers? I will cover my mouth with my hand. I have said too much already. I have nothing more to say. And God says, oh no, I'm not done. Brace yourself like a man because I have some questions for you and you must answer them. Will you discredit my justice and condemn me just to prove you are right? Are you as strong as God? Can you thunder with a voice like his? All right, put on your glory and splendor, your honor and majesty. Give your vent to anger. Let it overflow against the proud. It goes on. He has a whole chapter where God rants about creating the Leviathan. And it's chapter 41. It's just God being like, I'm going to emphasize that the Leviathan's limbs and its enormous strength and graceful form, who can strip off its hide? It is one of the most epic rants that God gives in the Bible, and it is awesome. And it's one of the few times that we also kind of see the more, I don't want to say aggressive, but the less loving and nurturing side of God. Because we love the, oh, God is here, and get in here, and oh, this is so nice, and I'm just resting myself in God's grace, and that is absolutely something we can do. But sometimes I feel like we need this kick. And what I was mostly frustrated at is the same thing that Job was frustrated at. This wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. I had done everything right. I had gone to church as a child. Every Sunday was there. Didn't miss one. Basically, the rule in our house was you're not throwing up or have a fever, you're going to church. When we were on vacation, we found a church to go to. So I did everything right. And then I went into ministry. I was going to work for God. Here we go. I work morally and ethically. I obey the law. All these wonderful things. I have done everything right. This was not fair. And this was Job's thing. And God's questioning here is saying, okay, guys, your laws of fairness do not apply to me, God. We have this view that well, the world needs to be fair and God needs to abide by that. And God's like, that's not how this works. God is the one that determines what is right and wrong and then deals out justice based around that. But we do this all the time. Again, this isn't fair. This is the ultimate question of why do bad things happen? How could God let this happen? This doesn't seem fair. We all know somebody that had something bad happen to them that they did not deserve. And we want God to be governed by this fairness. And you also kind of see God say, Job, your scope is this. I see everything. I know what's going on. If you have ever dealt with children, I'm sure you have a taste of what this is. In our house, if you come around during bath time, you would think that something horrible is happening to our children. If my child would just stay still and let me wash her hair, I would be done in about 15 seconds, and it'd be done. It's a small person. It doesn't take that long. But we get worked up. We move around. We bat away the container I'm using to dump. And it very much, I sometimes have a response like God had of, okay, kid, I understand the whole scope of this. You're viewing this in a very narrow manner. And even if you don't have kids, I'm sure you have dealt with someone in your life that has a limited scope of a situation, that you have more of the answer, and you're frustrated that that person just cannot see the bigger picture and listen to you. So I read this, and this is where I would love to tell you that I went, okay, God, I get it. I understand. I'm humbled now, and I will now come back and follow your ways exactly. Well, that's not what happened. I decided that this was very much not the answer I wanted, and stepped even further away. I felt very betrayed by God. Again, I wanted him to be governed by my laws of fairness. This was not fair. This was not how it was supposed to go. So, again, did not curse the name of God, did not stop going to church, did not stop, really engaging in the normal things. Outwardly, you probably would have no idea of what was going on. But internally, it was very much like, okay, God, you stay over there. I will be over here doing my thing. I will still pray and, check in with you, see how things are going, make sure, you've got the world all taken care of. I'll be over here doing my thing, and if anything goes wrong, I'm going to be really angry at you. And I sat in this anger for a long, long time. Anything would go the slight bit wrong, I would flip out towards God. I would get very, very angry, similar to how Job gets in his rants with his friends. I refused to come out of that anger because I felt like that I deserved something and God was not giving it to me. So again, because this is where I am thankful for my foundation, I didn't completely cut myself off, and so I then came to John 5. I decided that I was okay reading the Gospels, because Jesus never says anything challenging. And I got to John 5, and we have a story where Jesus is healing a lame man, a person who cannot walk, by the pool. So Jesus is in town for a festival. He's in Jerusalem. One of the interesting things about this story, and really all of Jesus' ministry, we read the Bible and we think this is a really big production. But for Jesus, these things were just like day-to-day things that most people really didn't notice. So Jesus is just like hanging out in Jerusalem because as a Jewish person, you had to come to Jerusalem for these festivals. So he's just hanging out, having a great time. And he comes by this pool and sees this man. I guess I should explain the pool. Right, the pool. The pool was, it was a healing pool. The legend said that there was an angel that came down and touched this pool. And when it stirred up, if you had a sickness, you could hop in, and then you would be healed. But there was only a limited amount of bubbliness, and the first person to get in got healed. So I cannot imagine the competition that there must have been at this pool of trying to get in when the pool bubbled up. So people came here every day, sat there, waiting for this pool to bubble up, hoping to get in. If I'm putting my money on the sick and sick people that are going to make it to the pool first, I'm going to go the lame man is not the person I would put my money on because I can't walk. So Jesus comes by and he talks to this person. So this man had been sick for 38 years. So he couldn't walk for 38 years and had most likely spent the 38 years of his life coming to this pool. When Jesus saw him and knew he had been ill for a long time, he asked him, and this is where I think one of the, on the surface, dumbest questions that Jesus had ever asked, would you like to get well? I remember the first time I read that, I went, duh. Of course he wants to get well. He's been going in there for 38 years. He can't walk. That's why he's there. Of course he wants to be well. And the rest of the story goes as such. The man, accepts Jesus' healing, takes his mat and walks, and it's a miracle, and then the Pharisees are all upset about it. Most of Jesus' ministry. But that question, would you like to get well? Again, on the surface seems really dumb. Seems like a very dumb question. But when you unpack it a little bit, it is the key question in this story. What happens when he gets healed? He now has to become a functioning member of society. He has to get a job. He has to start a family. He has to do other responsibilities. As a lame man, his responsibility is to go to that pool and sit there, and that's it. No one is expecting anything else of him. And so the would you like to get well is a question not so much of a do you just want the bodily healing, it's do you actually want to take on the challenge that this healing brings? Give you a real life example of this. Let's say that I were to get a new job in Oregon, random state I just chose. That's really exciting that I just got this new job. This hypothetical job is paying me $1 million a year, and I only have to work 20 hours a week. Oh, this is so great. This is a job that does not exist, but I'm making it sound so amazing. It's so amazing. It is the greatest job in the world. But what does that bring? That brings me having to move. If any of you have moved, you know it's horrible. Moving is not a fun experience. I would have to leave this church and this community and the friends that I have built there. That would be hard. I'd have to find new places to eat. I'd have to find a new church. I would have to find new friends. My children would have to find new friends. We'd have to find a new school for our kids that worked for us. We would have to find all of these new things that are really, really unpleasant. So while on the surface you think, yeah, great job, wonderful, let's go, there's so much that comes with that you have to ask yourself the question, are you really ready for that? Because of how much that comes with it. And so this is the same thing with this lame man, is Jesus is saying, you want to be healed, but are you ready for what comes with that? And so in my life, Jesus was very much asking me this question. I'm walking just fine. Physically, I am just fine as well. But my anger was a sickness that I was dealing with. And Jesus is pretty much asking me, do you want to be well? And for the longest time, I was like, no, I'm good. It's easier to be angry. It's much easier to blame everything on God. Say, gosh, you just have a skewed sense of justice and fairness, and we're going to leave you over there. And I don't have to trust you or for anything because I know you don't deliver. Ha! I've shown you. It's much easier to do that. Yes, there's pain in that anger. Yes, it's not fun, but it's easier. It is much harder to say, God, I trust you. God, you must be testing me with something. Surround me with a community and help me get through it. It's harder to wait patiently for his aid without knowing exactly when that will come. That's hard. So the first thing that God has to ask is, would you like to be well? So maybe you have something like that in your life. Maybe you're angry with God, maybe like me, or maybe something else is going on. And maybe God's asking you that question. Would you like to be well? And I want you to ponder that this week of, is that a question that God's asking you? Because a lot of times we sit in something because it's easier. We take the path of least resistance even if it is detrimental to us. I would like to say that, again, there's a lot of times that I would like to say things in this sermon. I would like you to have a great picture of me, apparently. I would like to say, oh yeah, I'm fully back now, and me and God are A-okay. I'm slowly inching my way back. It's still a slog. There are days where that anger still comes a little bit, but it does feel good to be moving back in that direction, and while it is hard, it is nice to be well. And I'm sure that lame man experienced that as well, that while it was much harder, it was probably pretty nice to be able to walk. So I'm going to end with that question. Would you like to be well? Let's pray. Dear God, thank you so much for your power and awesomeness. Thank you for what you have done for creation. Thank you of everything that you have set in motion that we don't have to think about. Thank you for your healing power, that you can heal anything. Thank you for this group of people that come to learn more about you, to seek you. And I pray that you reveal yourself in the way that will help people the best. Dear Lord, I pray that anyone in the congregation who is trying to answer your question, would you like to be well, has the confidence in you, that knowing that you will take care of them, that aid is on the way, that you understand what is going on in the world and hurt for us along with us. Dear Lord, we pray as we go into this week that you help us unpack that question. And we pray this all in your name. Amen.
We were hungry, we were thirsty, with nothing left to give. Oh, the shape that we were in. And just when all hope seemed lost, love opened the door for us. He said, "Come to the table. Come join the sinners who have been redeemed. Take your place beside the Savior. Sit down and be set free. Come to the table." Come meet this motley crew of misfits, these liars and these thieves. There's no one unwelcome here. That sin and shame that you brought with you, you can leave it at the door. Let mercy draw you near. So come to the table. Come join the sinners who have been redeemed. Take your place beside the Savior. Sit down and be set free. Come to the table. To the thief and the doubter, to the hero and the coward, to the prisoner and the soldier, to the young and to the older, all who hunger, all who thirst, all the last and all the first, all the paupers and the princes, all who fail, you've been forgiven, all who dream and all who suffer, all who've loved and lost another, all the chained and all the free, all who follow, all who lead, only one who's been let down, all the lost you have been found, all who've been labeled right or wrong, to everyone who hears this song. Come to the table. Come join the sinners who have been redeemed. Take your place beside the Savior. Sit down and be set free. Sit down and be set free. Come to the table. Come to the table. Sit down and be set free. Come to the table.
Let's say the Lord's Prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you so much for coming this morning. We really appreciate you all being here, whether you are watching in person, online, on a Tuesday, whenever. Thank you so much for joining us. Next week, 9 a.m. Starts back up again, so we'll be doing our 9 a.m. Bible study. Rock will be happening, so we're kind of back to regularly scheduled programming there. God loves you. Jesus died for your sins. Woo! Woo! Have a good week, everyone.
Hey, welcome back, Craig. I guess we did okay that first half because they're not showing any best of Justin and Tina's post games now. So at least we had a second chance. I want to greet everyone that's listening on 21.6 The Net or streaming online. It could be good morning, good afternoon, or good evening because I know this goes out globally. So
Yeah.
I thank everyone for joining us. Again, if you want to text here or prayer to 855-465-2720. We'd love to hear from you. And like I said, if you have a prayer request, we'd like to pray for you. Do that. And we'll get back to you. What else do we have here? I can't see a thing here.
Get the 7 ways to give.
Oh, yeah, 7 ways to give. Just go to the Facebook page online, and they'll tell you how to do that. Go over there, poke around at that. There's a lot of good information there on the Facebook page. If you haven't been there, it's been updated, revised. Another thing, too, we have our last FOF softball game tomorrow of the season, the regular season.
How have you guys been doing?
We were on a 3-game winning streak. We're actually tomorrow playing the first place team. I think if we win, we might be able to get a bye that first round of the playoffs. But we've been playing strong. But we're gonna have come out and 6:30 at the township up at McHenry. Come out and take a look at us, have some fun, join us out there. It's going to be a great evening. Again, have fun with that.
Yeah.
So
well done, guys.
We'll see. We're peaking at the right time, playoffs and stuff like that. Anytime I hear playoffs, I always think of that Jim Morrow playoffs when he's talking about that, So when we were 1-5, we weren't talking playoffs, but now I think we got the fever. So, anyways. So I guess we found out about Matthias and Matt, cousins. I think that's
Matt did a great job.
Yeah, Matt did a great job. I know I kind of sometimes, we have these our own little pity parties, and we can feel like Job, and I think it was a good message. Matt's he's a survivor. He bounces back, does great. So it's good to see that.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone out there, our B team is is pulling through. So hey, anyone out there, Dave, you might want to take another week off. I think we got this covered here.
We've been told to make ourselves look worse. So everybody wants Tina and Justin back.
I know. But it's
your jobs are secured.
Jobs are secure. Yeah, you don't have to worry about us exactly though. But if you ever need us to fill in, you need to go to the bullpen for those lefties or righties, whatever. We're out here ready to go.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, 5 minutes can be, like, when you're waiting in traffic, it's like 5 minutes could seem like forever. Kind of can be 5 minutes. It's hard to fill sometimes.
It is, yeah. You got a camera in your face and a light in your face. So
yeah, and we had to turn the camera down because the shine off of our heads was, causing some camera flares in there.
That's a problem with the B team. Yeah.
Like a Michael Bay movie,
Yeah.
So we had to go makeup, and push these bright spots on.
Yeah, it's been fun though.
Yeah, I know it's really been fun. So I'm glad that we had the opportunity to do this and be with you, and hopefully you'll come back with us next Sunday at 10. 5 to 10, because that's when Justin and Tina will be back.
Yeah.
Unless they want to let us have another shot at it.
Well, wait till they see this first. Then they can be the judge of that.
I might get that phone call. Hey, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
And Tony's got us on a 5-second dump button, so if we say anything, he can dump it or put up that that test signal out there.
Yeah, I think they're already ready back there with that.
We see our faces on the screen. I don't know if you guys are seeing us out there. Again, we're running a best of Tina and Justin from last July. Hey, Char's up there talking about a get-together Fiesta Days.
That's right.
Head out there. Fiesta Days is a lot of fun. A couple years ago, I think we were there when they had it before COVID, and we got a downpour We ended up.
Oh, yeah.
We ended up having to clean things up pretty quickly. Like that's not the first time. If you ever go camping, you're in
Camping, car shows,
Car shows, yeah,
there's
it's
always
like-
rain in the forecast.
It always rains, and it always
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere. Even though we have new radar and phones, all the stuff that we have, and it's
Yeah, no, but not today, though.
I still get caught. Well, you never know.
No, you never know. Yeah, it's still early.
Yeah,
so.
there's me in the downer and the weather again. Sorry, I'm going to be uplifting on the way out of here. So, so head out to Fiesta Days. Enjoy yourself up there. Come. If you want to check out this church, it's great here. We've love to see you here. We love to see you online. So don't feel, you're as much as part of the family online as you are in person. So, we thank you out there for tuning in. And I know this Wednesday on 21.6 The Net, I think Dave answers, if he's going to be back, those questions you didn't think you can answer.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be back Wednesday because he's at the youth gathering.
Right.
I'm not sure when he's going to be back. but-
Maybe Wednesday if he gets enough
Yeah.
kids, because he's got Ben going away to school, Reagan going away to school.
Yeah,
He-
that's right.
He only has
Almost an empty nester there.
Only an empty nester, yeah. So it's like then they're probably going to not know what to do with the time,
Oh, I
so-
think they'll find things to do with their time.
That's
so,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Dave maybe will fix up his Mustang and bring it to car shows, right?
That's right. Yeah, you're an old pro at this. I know. I mean,
Yeah. So I know. Well, I'm not yet. I still have a couple at home that come in and out. So
You got the revolving door
I
thing
got the
going on.
revolving
Yeah.
door, But I have no teenagers this year, The last one
yeah.
turned 20, so my oldest turns 30 today. So I'm now kids in the 20s and 30s.
Okay,
It's-
yeah.
So new stage of life here,
Yeah.
of course, And although same problems, It's like once you're a dad, you're always a dad.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
but we just push on and push on. So again, join us online. Check out. You can watch us on YouTube, I guess too. Don't we have a YouTube channel? It should be. Yes, we have a YouTube channel.
That's right.
Yeah, we got word from the back.
Yeah, thank God we got people behind us.
I know,
back
kidding,
there.
boy. We're not as clueless as we look. We're
Yeah,
we're more clueless.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's more like what is it? Bill and Ted's Great Adventure. Where are you taking?
Which
us?
are you?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna relate to an MTV couple, but I don't want to. So that might get us cut.
Yeah.
I think Tony just dumped that one.
Yeah, we'll see what they cut later.
So maybe they'll have us captioned underneath with and then change our words.
They'll dub it in.
Later. Or like when we're kind of like when when they used to go playing the roles of Tina and Justin today are Craig Yoder and Todd Wheelgoes. Like that ever worked. I don't think we'll ever be confused for those two.
No, I don't
so-
think that's going to be a problem. No.
No.
A
so-
team, B team.
B team, I don't know. We may have moved down a notch though. Maybe no team now. I think I looked at the wires. We're already posted on the wires. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, things happen fast around here.
yeah,
so.
tremendously fast. We're a fast-moving, responsive church. So, again, it's been great. Being here with you, Craig. Craig and I, we've on Fridays. There's small groups here. We're in a small group on Fridays. I think that's been going on for years.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah,
great time.
at least 10 years.
Yeah,
probably
yeah. I
more.
don't know if I've been in it for 10 years.
I don't think you've been in for 10
Yeah,
years,
right,
but
right.
yeah.
That
long
one,
enough.
it's like it's almost like a fraternity. No, I don't want to say a fraternity, but you have to we don't have dark robes or hoods or anything, but
That's coming.
it's coming. At least I wasn't invited to any of those ones. But I think you have these. It's great, and we have these dinners that they're going to start.
The table dinners?
Table
Yeah.
dinners,
Yeah, they're
to
just
get
starting
people
this month.
connected. It's kind of like what Matt said about that person, that lame person by that fountain. It's like there's a lot of stuff out there. You can dip your toe in it here. Come and check things out. These table dinners are great. We're going to have these social events. A lot of exciting things coming up this year that you can kind of just, again, just try out. And, it just has, we offer it. Just get up and come out and visit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Visit the website, find out about it.
Right.
So yeah,
Anyways, so I
with
don't
that,
know.
we're here.
We're here. We're, well, I don't know if we'll be here all the time, but but we'll be here. Craig. Craig and I are here all the time. So and again, if you're looking for a church in McHenry County that you want to call home, come here and check it out. I think you'll be happy. When they come for the message, stay for the people. I think we got a nice coffee house to come and visit. So. We're here for you guys.
Absolutely.
Again, remember, text prayer.
Yep.
If you have any prayers, we got an elder boy that will pray for you and, maybe walk with you some difficult times. So, like I said, just reach out. We're here to be there for you and anything else. So, I don't know how much time we have left. We can go
I don't
on.
think we have a time limit on that.
Yeah, I know. Sure.
The post game. So.
Yeah. So before you turn
Unfortunately.
yeah. I think we got one person watching, and that may be either Michelle or Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh, they just clicked off.
Sorry for them. Yeah, they're gone now.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I think we'll wrap this up, Craig,
Yeah,
and just
sounds
wish
good.
everyone a good Sunday and, end of the 4th of July weekend. I know a lot of people have taken vacation times this out.
Oh yeah,
so,
definitely. Yeah.
So, enjoy the rest of your weekend and, have a great rest of the day. Maybe see you up at Fiesta Days and maybe see you out here next weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.